Hi, I'm Elaine Harding at stampwithelaine.com. Welcome to episode 7 of 12 in my Christmas countdown series for 2023. Today I'm going to show you how you can make 6 stunning cards out of one sheet of Oh Holy Night Designer Series paper. Let's find it. It comes from the Oh Holy Night suite on pages 14 to 17, I think it is. So we're going to be using the Night Divine bundle. So this is the stamp set, which is just words only, and these are the dies. It cuts out the stable, a nativity scene, and then you've got your camel, clouds, donkey, the cow or oxen. These two are clouds, and also a lamb or sheep. So these are the Holy Night papers. I can't get it all in the camera because these are 12 by 12 inch sheets. But there are sort of desert scenes. And on the reverse, there's some geometric patterns, a night sky, more stars, ombre effect. And this one with silhouettes of buildings and more night skies and stars. So to make these 6 cards, I've taken this sheet here. I found that you can make 6 cards if you cut your designer series paper into 4 by 12 inch strips first. So let's line that up and cut. So you've got 3 4 by 12 inch sheets. Now depending on where you are, whether you're in the States or Europe, then you want to cut the card 1/8 of an inch smaller than your card base. So for my card bases, 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. So then I would cut this at 5 1/2. So 2 5 1/2 inch sheets, and I'll have this left over from each 4 by 12 inch strip. And obviously you can use this to decorate the inside if you wish. For the moment I'm just going to set it aside. So I chose this sheet of paper, and it's got the desert scene in the lower half and the stars at night on the upper half. So this is the paper, and you can see the continuation of the pattern. So where there was a big gap, I actually stamped the sentiment on it, and I varied the sentiment as well. This has been clear embossed with embossing powder, and you just die cut some silhouettes of the camel, and that will make your 3 cards. And inside I've used the largest of the sentiments from Night Divine to decorate the inside of the card. This one I embossed in silver to go with the silver here. This one I embossed in gold to go with the gold sentiment there. And this one I used clear embossing powder by stamping. I used the Stamparatus and I stamped it in early espresso first, and then stamped Versamark over it, and then embossed it with clear embossing powder. But if you don't have the Stamparatus and you're stamping with just a clear block, then ink the block up first with Versamark ink before you ink it up with the coloured ink. And you can still get that shiny effect on the front of the card. So that was the lower half of the papers. Now I'll show you the upper half. So this is what I did with the top half of the paper. You can create a nativity scene with this, and because I didn't want to cover up the background or design of the paper, I actually fussy cut the words and then mounted it on dimensionals. Now you have the option to either cut these out of the online exclusive gold and silver adhesive back papers, which I did here, or you can attach an adhesive sheet on the back of black cardstock and die cut the silhouette here. And for the inside I just stamped "Oh Holy Night" and the little cluster of stars. You can also vary your card bases. This one's been done in boho blue, this one Night of Navy, and that in crumb cake, or basic white. So for the final card I've chosen to do it in boho blue, and that's the last piece. I've pre-die cut the camel in crumb cake and then used a sponge dauber and darkened the edges for a bit of contrast. There's my stable, and I've put dimensionals on the back. I've put adhesive backed paper on black cardstock, so this is all ready to go. There's the lamb, there's the cow, the cattle are lowing, and I don't know if you noticed, but I did colour my cow with black marker pen to make it look more like a cow. The other items I'm using for this card is boho blue and the basic black blending pen, Night of Navy ink. These were the dies I used. Cut the donkey, so I also put adhesive sheet on the back of this. I'll use the mini machine this time. So pop my plates in and the donkey and run it through. This card base is a standard card base in Europe, which measures 5 3/4 by 8 1/4. In metric that will be 14.5 by 21 centimeters. For the inside of the card you need a basic white piece, 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. Just to recap, your designer series paper measures 4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. You die cut out of crumb cake scrap this stable, remove all the backing paper from the dimensionals, and pop the stable equidistance between the two sides. Remove the backing paper from your nativity scene. Oops, I forgot the camel. So you need to stick the camel on before you stick your stable down. And lift up Joseph as well. And have the camel in line with where Joseph is standing. Take the backing sheet of the donkey and pop him around there. Don't press him down yet, because you've got to put the ox behind. So I'm just going to colour in some of the cow. Doesn't have to be exact. Put a bit of adhesive on the back for the cow and then lift the donkey up and pop him behind. Put a bit of adhesive on the back of the sheep and position him there. So on a scrap of basic white, I'm just going to stamp the word, "The Lord is my shepherd." Then I'm going to fussy cut this, angle my scissors at a 45-degree angle, turn the paper, not the scissors, pop some dimensionals on the back. I'll pop a little bit of glue on the S where it juts out to attach to the stable, and there you are. Now I'm going to glue the matte layer to the inside of the card and glue it in. Make sure there's a even border all round. Bring back my Stamparatus and I'm just going to stamp. I'm going to stamp the stars. I'm going to stamp off, and you want the stars pointing north and south, not crooked. And that's the card completed. So there's my 6 cards completed. If you want to break the boredom, you can just clear emboss it with early espresso ink, or you can emboss it with silver or gold, and you can vary this by either cutting the silhouette in black or silver or even gold. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode in my 12-week countdown series, and I'll be back with more inspiration next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.